Josh here from Carlton Town TV. We're taking a look at more of the youth setup. Again, obviously, you know, with the transition of the club that a lot have joined. We've got the academy, all of the Carlton Town Lions sides. We've got a range now, and we're all under that Carlton Town umbrella. So to highlight this with the launch of the new website, I'm here with Sonny and Tim.
Hi.
So, Sonny, how long have you played for Carlton Town?
I've been playing for Carlton Town on Saturday since I was 5 years old. So starting off with the tackling tops and then going on to actually playing 7-a-side, 5-a-side. And then for the Sunday team as well since about under 12s, since it started, yeah.
Okay, nice. So a heftier commitment to Carlton.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure some of the Carlton Town players would mind me highlighting that that's longer than most of them.
Yeah.
At the end of this season, you'll be leaving school, and obviously, well, the room that got opened last night by John McGovern is going to be host to the academy system. It's going to be used as a classroom. Have you looked into the academy for yourself? Is it an option you're thinking about taking on?
Yeah, I came for a presentation with someone from the NPL, and it's possibly what I'm going to be doing when I leave school. It seems like a perfect option, really. Education and footballing wise. So yeah.
What parts of the course have impressed you?
Well, I've definitely been looking forward to a career in sports, like in the future. So definitely sports science wise, looking good.
I mean, I don't have the spatial awareness to study football, although I'd have loved to have the opportunity to. Like, for yourself, a lot of people see the convention, obviously, to go into further education. What do you think, like, how privileged do you find yourself to have the opportunity to be playing football as well as getting an education at the same time?
Yeah, it's really good. That's like perfect for me because I've loved football like since I was born, and obviously doing well at school, so I'd like to carry on with the education as well, so yeah.
Now, for you, Tim, you went to the presentation for the academy. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought it was great. It was presented really well. The guy came across really well. We've looked around at different places like Batesford do it and Rolls do it, and there's there are options, but we came to the presentation and it just makes sense for us in a way because he's been at Carlton Town forever, and when we sat and looked at the BTEC, the modules that they do, it means that for Sonny, rather than going off and doing A-levels or something in subjects that aren't related to doing further education at university in sport, he gets to do 2 years looking at all the different modules, so he then will know where he wants to go with a university type education and still playing football. So it's just like, his position that's his position. He wanted to do sport anyway, so before this came along, like I said, his options would have been doing A-levels, not necessarily in sport. So this is ideal for him and a good environment for him to play football in, because if they can keep a few of the boys from the Lions coming through, they're a team that wins, and they've been playing together since they were kids, like little kids. So there's a real good bond with them, and if you can, if we can get a few of them to come through, I think it'd be fantastic. But either way, he's pretty keen to do it. I was impressed. The guy came across really well, actually, the NPL guy. So.
I must say I've sat with them, and it comes across as a great programme. And have you spent your life at Carlton Town? It seems like a natural progression, but. Yeah, I mean, you say spent your life at Carlton Town. The team almost folded at the start of the season.
Yeah, which is something that not the first time we've had these kind of issues. Being a good, successful team, the drawbacks are obviously you lose boys to academies, and we lost a couple of lads. Well, we lost one boy when they were under 9s to Forest, who was probably our standout player, and so it's something that does happen regularly. We lost a couple of lads at like under 12s or something with Simon and Isaac. So we're always having to try and, fill that hole. We lost, I think, 5 boys to Mansfield, 4 boys to Mansfield at the end of last season. So it was a bit hit and miss whether they were going to keep playing or not. But we've brought in some boys that we know from playing at City Boys and from school, and they're all a real good standard. So we managed to keep it going, and we've not dipped. I don't think really. It takes a while for the boys to gel a little bit. So it's still early days, but. Yeah, looking good. So
you've got a new manager as well. How do you reckon he's getting on?
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he just we lost because one of the boys went off to Forest and his dad was the coach. So I think for Andy, who was the coach, he did a real good job setting the team up in the first place. Obviously, he wanted to go and watch his lad play at Forest, and it was there was a bit of a clash there, so he had to make that slightly difficult decision to, to step away. But Michael's come in and he's done really well. He inherited a really good team and he's kept it going. He's got the right philosophy. He's an Arsenal supporter, so he kind of likes good football. I don't know if I just said that.
Yeah.
But they're good now, and they were good. So, but yeah, he's got a good philosophy. He likes passing football and he likes attacking football, and I think the boys really like him. There's a kind of nice, they seem to get on right. He's a good lad. So we were lucky to get him actually. This season, last season he had Simon helping him, and this season he's like going solo, and I think he's coming into his own actually. It looks like he's really enjoying it. So.
Talk about last season, and this is really to both of you. I mean, there were plenty of highlights: winning league, division cup, like the lot. What highlights were there for both of you?
Well, it was a difficult season for us. Sonny had a bit of an issue with his knees, so had a bit of Hodgson's going on. So we had to manage him. He was in and out of the team a bit, but it was such a brilliant season, very competitive. A lot of teams, a lot of difficult games. I think going to Spain probably was a highlight for me, going on tour to Spain and playing in I think it was an under-17s tournament with an under-15s team. Watching the boys really go for it was brilliant, But yeah, the cup and the league double was brilliant, I have to say. Yeah. What about you?
Well, in the semi-final of the cup, we played against Beeston.
Oh yeah.
We were 3-0 down with 15 minutes to go. We managed to pull it back and then win in extra time 4-3. So it's definitely.
And the Woodhouse game as well here. Was that a semi?
Definitely.
Was that a semi-final?
I think it was the last game of the season here at Carlton Town.
Yeah.
Winning the league here, so special occasion really.
Yeah, first game on this pitch, wasn't it? On the first team pitch. So.
For you, obviously, like you say, you said in and out of the team a bit with problems, but to have that level of consistency of success, not just winning the league but the cup as well. What do you feel was the important factor amongst the team as a whole that gave you that?
Well, I feel like because of injuries, there wasn't just one. There was multiple injuries throughout the season, so being able to cover the different positions and still having players to a high standard playing in those positions definitely helped.
And then, you now face a not daunting but an interesting task, because you go from a season where you've obviously had that success to then beginning another season, and I'm very sure in your mind you immediately want to repeat the exact same things. How have you got on so far this campaign with setting on that, continuing that success?
So we're top of the league still, but not the results we'd wanted, so we've lost a game already this season. So it's just due to injuries really. We've had about 5 or 6 injuries already this season.
We've got so many injuries.
So playing with just about 11 men each game is pretty tough. So still managing to be top of the table is pretty good.
Yeah. Well, the joys of only losing a game so far this season is, there's not many clubs anywhere that can say that. So congratulations.